All right, hello everybody, and welcome to Geopolitical Trends, where the truth matters. Anyway, very excited to be with you on this January 12th. I got an interesting topic, of course, as far as what happened yesterday, or the last 48 hours or so. This has to do with the US and the UK attacks on Yemen. So I'm going to detail a few things here. I'll talk only briefly here for about probably 20 minutes or so. Then we're going to go to the other location. So let me share it with you here first. So this way you see it, and I'm going to post it for you as well in the chat room, or the chat box rather. So that's where I'm going to be later on in about, let me type it for you here, guys, so you'll have it. Yeah, right there. I'll share it with you. So anyway, so excited to see you guys. I see Taiwan still. Good to see you as always. Cam 35, good to see you. Francis Tango, good to see you. Muslim Revert, good to see you. You guys, please type in where you are joining me from. We really appreciate it. Tag Duan, good to see you. Lula Kefo, good to see you. Phil, good to see you as always. And where is Boone? I saw his name here somewhere. Yeah, Boone was here, right? Cody Leonard, good to see you. And thank you, Cody, for your support, man. Truly appreciate it. So I truly appreciate it. AC, I'm sorry, from Hong Kong. Good to see you. Here's Boone. I was wondering because I saw it earlier. So anyway, let me get on this here quickly because I'm going to have to go to the other location to talk more about what I need to share with you. But for now, let's just go through some basic stuff. I'm not doing more detail, but I'm going to start with the three key questions. The three key questions that you need to know or place in within the context of what this is happening are as follows. First, is the UK, or are the UK and the US wanting to pull Iran into the conflict? Well, we all know neocons in Washington pushing for, on behalf of Israel, by the way. That's one thing we want you to know. I want you to know. It's not on behalf of the US, it's on behalf of Israel. So are the US and the UK wanting to pull Iran into the conflict? Second question, are we going to see a wider conflict in the region? And the reason I'm saying this, because the H group in Yemen is going to retaliate. This is what I'm going to be detailing on the other platform soon after this one. And third question, which we can ignore, is this nothing but a distraction? Distraction from what? Or diversion, or rather, from attention from what? What's going on in The Hague? You all know, if you guys know what's going on in The Hague, please type it in the chat box. I'm not going to want to say it because I want you to be part of the conversation also. So those are legitimate questions for us to ask. It's because the timing of everything. So, and this is why it's important to understand where this is. You got it right, Sifami. You got it right. Let me show it here so everybody know what this is. The ICJ, International Court of Justice in The Hague. So, and by the way, I will be detailing more about that one on the other locations. So let me do quickly some headlines around the world here. Then we'll move on into a brief conversation about this. Then I'll jump in onto the other platform. So, well, the first thing I want to share with you is this picture here. It's right here. Here we go. Now, the Twitter X just announced today that they laid off about 1,200, listen, not a technician, not content moderation employees. You all know what it means. I mean, I'll share it with you because I'm all about the truth here. Yesterday, YouTube sent me an email and said, we regret that we had to remove one of your link that I put in the description as an update. So they took it out. Why? because they say, oh, it's considered a spam. I respectfully disagree with that decision. It wasn't about spam. It was about the truth. So, like I said, I give credit where credit is due. But when an entity does wrong, I'm gonna call them out on it. So I disagree with YouTube on that decision of removing the link that I posted for you guys on the description as an update. So, and this was a response to a comment I received from Zhu Liang, who's the one who alerted me to that one, because one of the links wasn't updated. So that is the reason why. And sometimes, guys, I don't put all the links for a reason, and it is one of them. And anyway, what Elon Musk, the billionaire Elon Musk, that is now, we say he stands for freedom and all that nonsense anyway, has laid off more than 1,200 employees worldwide in content moderation departments. I found it very interesting. And interesting enough is that, and this is not according to Twitter itself or X, it was according to figures published by the Australian Internet regulatory authority. This was the figure by this entity in Australia, but it was reported by Agence France de Presse. This is a French press agency. Something is off about all this hypes. It's just a matter of wanting to keep the confusion going on. So, second one has to do with, I believe is, let me see, what is my second headline here? The Guardian, yes, is about right here. And I did post something for you guys on the community for those who did not see it. This one also was reported by The Guardian, which is in England, says that support for Gaza war brings money to Israel's supporters in the US Congress. Well, we all know what it means, right? And this one was based on an analysis conducted by the British newspaper The Guardian, even though they do sometimes get it right. I won't deny this. And I read their stuff. So what they say in their analysis, that the campaign data in the United States revealed that the members of U.S. Congress who showed stronger support for Israel at the start of its conflict in Gaza received an average of $100,000 from pro-Israeli donors during the last election, more than their rivals, of whom supported the other party, meaning Palestine in this case. And I'm going to detail something about this on the other location because we can't say it here. So, and that's why I saved those for, and I put it here for R, where I will be talking about this one. So, and one of them has to do with this. I just lit the picture here. I'm not saying anything about it, and we'll talk about it on the other side. So, all right, let's talk about what just took place. The United States and the UK conducted some airstrikes against the H group, which this was located, by the way, in the western part of Yemen, in Houthi. As I mentioned to you guys before, I spent time in Yemen, so I'm very familiar with its regions and so forth. So, and this is what our incompetent president said, and I quote, "Today, at my direction," which we know it wasn't his direction. The guy can't even think whether it's a day or nighttime. He said, "At my direction, U.S. military forces, together with the United Kingdom and with the support from Australia, Bahrain, Canada, and the Netherlands, successfully conducted strikes against a number of targets in Yemen used by the H group to endanger freedom of navigation in one of the most vital waterways." End of quote. Well, first of all, you gotta pay close attention to the countries, even though those countries weren't involved, but they were supporting that. Let me repeat those four countries: Australia, Bahrain, which is an Arab and Muslim country, Canada, which is a sort of what's the word I'm looking for? It's I'm drawing blank on the word that can describe Canada for its behavior. And again, Canadian government, not the people. Canadian government for its behavior. It just bows to whatever the US says. And the Netherlands. And by the way, the Netherlands is also another state like that, especially with what its Prime Minister Mike Roord did against the farmers there, which another conversation for another day. So this is what happened. Now, the question we need to ask is why the strikes took place. Well, of course, there are those who will argue, especially when you read from the retired military. And I've seen one. Let me see if I can pull up his name from the Central Command, saying that these strikes have no association with and are separate from Operation Prosperity Guardian, a defensive coalition of over 20 countries, which is a lie, by the way, operating in the Red Sea, Bab el-Mandeb Strait, and the Gulf of Aden. There are no 20 countries. Yeah, let's just say it straightforward. So what is happening with these countries now? The strikes, as I said, no, in response to the continued, this is what the statement said, joint statements of the governments of the UK, Australia, Bahrain, Canada, Denmark, Germany, Netherlands, New Zealand, Republic of Korea, United Kingdom, and the United States. This is a joint statement. It says, and I quote, the strikes were in response to continued illegal, dangerous, and destabilizing attacks against vessels, including commercial shipping transiting the Red Sea. End of quote. Once again, let me highlight the countries that they put the name in this statement. Once you put your name on it, you're part of it. It's like, for example, what I'm doing with you here, guys. Whatever I say, it's my responsibility, except that when I say the truth, they're trying to silence me for that. So Australia, Bahrain, Canada, Denmark, Germany, Netherlands, New Zealand, Republic of Korea, that's South Korea, United Kingdom, and the United States. So, together, all those countries with Greece, listen, Singapore, and Sri Lanka. It's just mind-boggling as to what Sri Lanka is doing given the economic hardships they have. Even Singapore, I will go as far as challenging the notion that Singapore is allowing itself to be dragged into this. So together with Greece, Singapore, Sri Lanka, the nations made up the Operation Prosperity, a coalition that was launched in December. But not all of those, according to the article, but not all of them have been participated in the operation. So meaning the strikes. It was only the United States and the United Kingdom. That's it. Were the two military that carried out the strikes. Now, if you are a British, and I know we have some viewers from Britain, you ask yourself, why is Britain getting involved in all this? And again, we need to see the other side of the argument, which I will not talk about here. I will keep it for when I get on the other location, as far as the response from the age. You will be very, very surprised to see. And mark my word, I ain't gonna be. It's not about bluffing. It's not about. They will react to what just took place, because to them is an interpretation, is a declaration of war. This is where I see it going. So, and of course, I'm going to go ahead and detail more on the other side than I do here. Of course, to my surprise, is when I read the statements, like I always tell you guys, I'm always interested in the statements, because in statements, you can just see where the it tells you a lot. It really tells you a lot about how things are. And let alone for example, now you see in on all Western media, especially in US corporate media. We all know CBS, CNBC, MSN, and all this. What do you see now? All the retired generals coming in and saying whatever they needed to say to support the narrative, because it's all about supporting the narrative. All of them, no exceptions, no exceptions. All of them are pushing for the same narrative. So it becomes a question of, well, as I mentioned in the question earlier, will this widen the conflict? Most likely it might be in this case. You know why? It's because you take two countries, main ones in that is Iran and Turkey. Especially now Turkey. Turkey is talking about allocating about 100,000 soldiers to go to Gaza. I won't be surprised. And you don't know why. Why is this? Why do you think Turkey is willing to do this? Especially in recent event that just took place inside Turkey and is pertaining to Israel. I just want to see your input onto this. And I think I talked about it yesterday, that Turkey uncovered something inside its country, or I don't know. Yeah, a roundup. You're absolutely correct, Cody. That's what it is. And what they just declared is only one thing among other things, to the point now Turkey doesn't care for both, whatever the US interests are, even though it's a NATO member, but it also has a majority Muslim population. I gotta adjust the camera here. There we go. So that is one of the reasons. So and now they're willing to go full speed with this. I won't be surprised. But also because a lot of people have saying what all Turkey is doing is talking. No. And the Turks are strong military. You don't minimize their capabilities. So that is one of the reasons. Here is what's interesting about all this. Because who's conducting those attacks or conduct the strikes in Yemen? It wasn't Israel. That tells you right there with the story. So where it's going to be interesting now, what's going to be interesting is going to be the response, where the response is going to be. As a matter of fact, some of them already started. And this is what I'm going to detail later on. Right here, guys, you need to go here later. And I already posted for you in the chat box. You need to go here. And this is where I'm going to be. It's on the chat box. Please share it with others. I will greatly appreciate it. So the reason is going to be now the concern is what type of retaliation from within Yemen that is going to be. So, and yeah, I'm not going to disclose this here. It's going to be, I'm going to share one with you. The representative, the senior representative of the group H, that is, said, and I quote, "Our country was subjected to a massive aggressive attack by the American and British ships, submarines, and warplanes. And America and Britain will undoubtedly have to prepare to pay a heavy price and bear all the dire consequences of their blatant aggression." End of quote. You know, as one who spent time there, that group is a fierce fight. They fight. There is no, and I'm gonna detail more on the other side when I sign off here. So, anyway, let me. I have about. Yeah, it's the stuff I need to share with you. I can't talk about it here. That's the problem. But one thing we need to understand, just putting my geopolitical analyst hat on, the attacks serve two objectives. I want you to know this before I'll sign off here. Two objectives. One is to distract the rest of the world from what's going on in The Hague. What's going on in The Hague is the filing. And by the way, I listened to the arguments yesterday. It was an hour and a half from the lawyers in South Africa bringing on the case of war crimes against Israel to the ICJ, International Criminal Court of Justice, in The Hague. Israel also provided its own defense, even though some legal scholars have argued that Israel's argument is so weak, it won't hold. And most likely within few days, the ICJ is going to move forward with its decision. So that is one of the reasons why the attack, in my opinion, happened. It's to distract the masses. Remember how the Western look now, even in Germany, in Europe, how everybody is distracted by their own governments to move the masses to a different direction. Second thing has to do with trying to pull in or run into the conflict, because the neocons right here in the US wants a war with Iran so bad, but not on behalf of the US, it's on behalf of Israel. So this is where the difference is going to be, and I intend to detail this on the other locations. So, okay, guys, I'm gonna sign off here, and I will see you on the other location shortly. So don't, just within about probably 10-15 minutes, I will be over there, because it takes a time to. Let me once again put this for you guys in the description, in the chat box, for those who might not have seen it yet, and you can check it out. There it is, guys. Okay, so I will see you guys in about 5-10 minutes. By the time you get on there, we will be. Oh, Ishtiaq, you said unable to post or comment. Yeah, we are noticing this, man. You are not the only one. It's you all know what it is. No, and again, as I said, I give credit where credit is due. But when something is wrong, fundamentally wrong, that's why they removed my link that I posted for you guys, and I will be able to put it for you in the next one here. So, all right, guys, I'll see you shortly on the next one. As always, remember, geopolitics impact your daily life in more ways than one. See you soon. Bye-bye.